Good day, gentlemen. This is a little food for thought. I just got up from a nap. Jeopardy is over, so I was visiting my family members, so now I'm going home. Now, what a thought came to mind. I wasn't going to do this for food for thought. I was going to put this in another book. But I say, you know what, I'm going to share this with you all. Now, this is delving into the power of the mind. Now, I was introduced to this in 8th grade. I can't remember which teacher taught me this, or maybe the librarian. Well, anyway, I was taught to close my eyes so that I can see. You know what, I'm going to make this a book, part of a book. I'm going to have to do another book. I don't know what the name is or nothing like that, but anyway, there'll be more details because I have to put in more research. But since this is food for thought, I'm just going to share it. Anywho, my teacher had said that you have to close your eyes so that you can see. Now, what made this interesting to me was that my mother was a huge Helen Keller fan. So I had to read Helen Keller and hear about Helen Keller all the time. And I thought it was fascinating that Helen Keller was blind, deaf, and dumb, and able to accomplish so much. And when my teacher said to close your eyes so that you can see, I think Helen Keller said something to that effect. It may have been her or Ray Charles, was that because he's blind, he can focus because he is not distracted by nonsense. Something to that effect. I can't remember it. Well, anyway, this has to do with, to me, focusing on your goals and dealing with adversity. That sometimes you have to close your eyes and focus on the reality you want and not what's before you. Now, I'm not saying don't be in touch with real reality now, but sometimes real reality can crush your dreams, crush your spirit, and break your heart. So sometimes you're going to have to close your eyes and ignore what is in front of you and focus on what you want. Now, Napoleon Hill spoke about this, especially in the positive mental attitude, where he would say the image and reality you build in your mind is far more powerful than the reality in front of you. Now, I was able to grasp that concept because I was taught, close your eyes so that you can see. Now, I hope it's don't sound like hocus pocus. It's just that I've been doing it for a long time and I have history with it. Where even though, like, take for example, when I wanted something, like the first time I came across iridescent fabric, I didn't have money. I mean, I saw iridescent fabric in the magazine in the library. Excuse me. So I went downtown to the fancy stores, because the stores where my parents bought our clothes didn't have it. So I went to the fancy store, and the shirt for me was $60. Now, this was back in '83, and you know, back in '83, I know better than to ask my parents to buy me a $60 shirt. Now, I wanted this shirt, but I had no means to get it. But I said, I'm going to get that shirt one way or the other. And for that summer, I was able to get a job. You know, working, packing groceries at the food store. And you know what? I was able to save money up to get that shirt. Now, what I'm trying to say is, I wanted this shirt. That was my reality. That's what I see when I close my eyes. But when I open my real two eyes, there was no way I could have gotten this shirt. So, but I wanted it. Because I wanted it, And I don't know whether the opportunity presented itself because I wanted it, or whatever. I don't know what it was. And now I know it did, but things like this happen. This is why I'm talking about it. I wanted that shirt, and I was willing to work for it, so the opportunity came to work for it. And while working for that shirt, I got opportunities to make even more money. So now I when it seemed in my real eyes I couldn't get one, when I closed my eyes and was able to see myself with one, in reality an opportunity appeared where I could only get one. I was able to buy two. Now, a friend of mine, I told a friend of mine about that a long time ago, because he was going through the same thing I was going through, and I told him that. He knows the teacher. I can't remember the name, but he remembers the teacher, and he remembered when she said that too. But he didn't use it like how I used it. And he said, you should do something about that. You should write about it and let people know about it. Yes, and I've been agonizing how to do it. Anyway, 2 years later, bang, bang, here we are. Now, I didn't know whether to tell people about this or not, because it sounds like hocus pocus, but it's real. You've got to understand, that's how the power of the human mind. That's it. I just couldn't figure out a way to present it. The power of the human mind. Gentlemen, with closing your eyes so that you can see, just realize that there are two realities. The real reality and the reality that exists in your mind. But sometimes they don't go together. But you've got to realize that the reality in your mind is the trump card. Even though it looks like, even if it looks like all is lost in the real world, the trump card is in your mind, in your mind's eye. Let me just say that, in your mind's eye. That is the trump card. Even if you're drowning in real life, the trump card is your mind's eye. And dare I say, keep feeding it. Now, it's amazing how this is working. I couldn't figure out how to present this in the book form, and now it just came to my mind. There's something else an author said came to mind. With Julia Cameron, who wrote The Artist's Way. And she was like, she called it feeding the mind's eye, or filling the pool with images. You feed the mind's eye with the images of what you want. I'm going to get cracking on this right now. It's 8 o'clock. I'm going to get started on this book right now, gentlemen. And again, gentlemen, once again, I think I may have done a food for thought or rant on this. I don't know, I can't remember if it was a chapter in my book. But he who secures the well-being of others secures his own. And it is amazing how this thought came to mind as I gathered my keys to leave the house. And I was debating on whether or not I should speak on this, because it seems so hocus pocus. But it's not hocus pocus, gentlemen. It's powerful. But anyway, now this, closing your eyes so that you can see, is closely related to the divine frequency. So, I'll give you an example of how it works, and maybe this will help. Like for me, with the shirt I want, I saw the iridescent fabric, and I wanted that because, like my grandmother said, this is the key to it: what your eyes don't see, your heart don't want. Now that's the opposite, but the converse of that is true. What your eyes see, your heart wants. And if you want something very much and you desire that, that's like an amplifier for the frequency of what you want. So, oh God, what is it like? It's like with the radio, excuse me, being the law of, what is like is drawn to like. If you want something strong enough and bad enough, chances are the opportunities usually come for you to get it. Now, I've done this. I've experienced this. So I'm not just talking to help myself. And by now, you know, I don't talk to help myself. So that's just some food for thought, gentlemen. Don't allow, the point is this, don't allow your circumstances to crush your dreams, your goals, and your heart. Because it will. It will steal your hope. So this is where you go in, you close your eyes so that you can see. So that you can give your mind something to focus on. Not just the reality. Now the reality is the hard, cold facts. But as human beings, we tap into the universe. And this is that. Knowing what you want and seeing it in your mind's eye is the dial that tunes the radio to the station you want. I hope I explained it well. I don't know if I did a good job, because it's simple and still complicated. Like the Bible said, whatever your heart desires, and that's it. You have to be clear on what you want, so that you can attach your desire to that clear image in your mind, irregardless to if you're surrounded by hopelessness. Well, anyway, I'm going to make this into a book, bless you, or a chapter, whatever. I'm going to work on this right now. I'll probably present it to you by the next 3-4 weeks. Alright, goodbye. And thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate this. Helping you just helped me. Thank you very much. Good night.